Welcome to the final table of the Fantasy Flight Game Center Summer Tournament. We have two players here. They're both only one loss in Swiss. We have Adam on the left. He hasn't made the final cut, but he's made top four before. He's a former Angry Mountain player. He's playing Lannister winner. And on the right, we have a Stark player playing Stark Fealty. He's the commander of the Iron Fleet himself, Tim Sherm.
Good to be here. Back at the top. This is my second final table in a row.
Now, you won the previous tournament.
I did the
handedly,
spring.
I recall.
Yes. The spring tournament. And I was playing Lannister then, and I decided to switch it up and play Stark. Kind of doing a
Now, is Stark the better meta call now versus Lannister?
Absolutely. If I recall the standings, it was all Martell. In that top 8, it was mostly Martell. Adam was the only Lannister.
Yeah, I think it was literally 6 to 8, or
Yeah.
no, it was more than that. It was 6 to 10 were Martell, 6 to 11 maybe.
Yeah.
Were all Martell in this tournament. It was a huge chunk of Martell right outside the cut.
Yep, and Stark's a good matchup against Martell because it can play Winterfell and Catelyn Stark, core set version, which shuts down all those triggered effects that happen off of intrigue and so forth.
Now it looks like you both have first snowball heavy boards here.
Yep.
That's a good thing, right? If you both have it.
Yeah.
Because
right.
no one's gonna. Well, I guess Lannister's slightly more favorable, but he has no economy. And you had one.
Exactly.
So it's like your summer's countering, but he didn't open a winter plot.
Yep.
That's when you know he probably has a tie win or something in his opening hand, when you start that instead of going right for the choke.
And I need to get a big character out and play just in case he does follow up with a winner's for snow winner.
Yes.
So I decided to play the summer plot early to make sure I get all 5 of my gold. And then with Fealty and the reducer, I should be able to get something out here that I have in my hand.
Looks like a Jaime, a dupe.
Staring down at a lot of military. And he's got Gold Road, and that's a wheelhouse.
Yeah, I started playing that ×1 again.
Yep.
Because I just assumed Night's Watch was going to start flood the tournament, but there was barely any Night's Watch. There was one Night's Watch, and I thought for
Yeah.
sure there'd be Night's Watch winner. I think there was enough time between when the pack came out in this tournament that people realized it still wasn't quite there. What made you decide to stick with Fealty instead of going a season?
I tried playing around with some season builds, and I found that Stark Winner, for example, just didn't have the same econ power to spit out guys as much as Stark Winner does, because those winter plots are much lower gold.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. This is just trying to keep a big board presence against any deck here.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I got 2 econ locations already. Oh, it feels good.
Yeah, the winter agenda for Lannister is an interesting call, because I think the purpose of that is you're trying to get right off the bat, trying to strip their hand, choke them out. But it looks like that starting that noble could actually help you quite a bit. Lets you poop out some more dudes.
Yeah, now with Arya already duped up.
Double duped.
I've got Bran for any event shenanigans.
In case you missed it too, Jaime is duped. It's just the thing Adam likes to do. He likes to have his dupes face down like Arya, so we're totally fine with that. But just so anyone watching knows, Jaime is duped.
And then I got a offensive Hodor. I call him offensive because Bran is out, so he can attack.
×1, right? Just ×1 Hodor.
Yeah, just ×1.
Looks like you have gold left for that brothel, madame, too.
So I've heard about Adam's deck in this tournament, but I really don't know what I'm facing right here. I'm thinking it's kind of strange. Oh, well, maybe he's just playing Lannister to get the extra gold to kind of offset Winter choking himself.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what to expect here. I just know that he's had some pretty dominant games. The top 4 match was really quick.
Yeah, that was the previous. Link in the description for that. That match was quick.
And my top 4 match was against Evan playing Martell, and I remember that being a lot more of a slog as
I think his setup was really nice for you too, because if he had a decent setup with like maybe a Tywin or something, that he could have first snowed you that first turn. It could have been disgusting.
Yep.
But his board was full of chuds too.
So I think I start off here with the military challenge.
In case you can't see it, I'm 90% sure that's a Gates.
Yeah, that's a
Winterfell
Gates.
too.
We'll see how often I forget to trigger it. I might have forgotten it. I make a couple big play mistakes throughout this game, and then a really risky play at the end.
Oh yes. Okay, I remember that now.
So intrigues here. Gets Blackfish.
No gold for that tier, so that's nice. Blackfish pull is huge. It's like he passes Djawadi.
Yep, and I'm gonna power challenge here, because that is an easy stealth the hound.
You got your gates.
Yep.
Are you running ice?
Oh yeah. Running at least 2. And I think I have a building orders in this plot deck for it, which was a big meta call for that one too, because I also have a frozen solid kind of snuck in the deck, one of.
Did you get a lot of chance to play that? I assume against Martell it's pretty good.
It can be if the building orders hits the frozen solid after Gaston hits the board, then it's absolutely critical. Allows you to be offensive again. It only happened once during the day, but that one time it was crucial.
Was
to the
that
win.
that was your top 4 match against Evan too, wasn't it?
No, that was.
Or is it before top 4?
It was before top 4. It was
yeah.
It was like I think one of the last rounds of Swiss.
Evan is a heavy Martell player.
Yep.
And I'm about a former Lord of Harrenhal. Now you gotta wonder if Adam's gonna start kicking in winter now.
This is still a first snowable board.
Very, especially since he has one ambush character as one of those characters that are getting bounced.
Yep. But I got econ, so I think I can squeeze something out. And I think this is what he's debating here. Does he go for it and just re-ambush in the Hound? Because he's got some economy as well.
Mm-hmm. Especially if he wins initiative, he can get that extra gold or card draw.
Yeah, I think he does it here, if I remember.
Yep. And that's a good call.
Yeah, just to get as much money as possible. Calling the banners was good all day. It almost always hit for like 7, 8 gold.
I've noticed some people starting to replace calling the banners in their plot slot with the new summer plot, Summer Harvest. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think if you're running Summer Agenda, I think Summer Harvest has to go in. I've actually swapped out Wildfire Assault, my reset.
Oh, wow. So you have no reset.
No reset. I require targeted kill and then just try to win on power challenges.
I suppose you only care about the characters with renown.
Yeah.
Or the problem characters.
So now I've got to get it. There you go.
Hornwood, nice. She been putting in work?
Absolutely. And then look at that. 2 4-cost characters hitting the board.
It's perfect. So you're going to have those 2 in Arya.
Yep.
And another economy location.
So now I'm pretty confident that I can squeeze out of all the winter choke that he's going to throw. So now it's just like it's going to hit my reserve, but that's okay because I can repopulate it with the gates.
Yep.
So it's just like this winter thing is not going to affect me the rest of the game. And then
he doesn't play anyone. Interesting.
And I think he saves his gold to put the Hound back in, if I recall.
Now Arya was double duped, right? So she's still going to have that military icon.
Yep.
Which is nasty.
And I decide to get rid of the face down dupe. Or
it's like you haven't saved her yet?
Yeah. I think I grabbed her and then I was like, hold on, wait. So I grab those characters. They go into hand. And then I think I get rid of...
Oh, looks like you might have forgot it.
No, I'm pretty sure I grab it here. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Huh.
Disqualified.
I could have sworn that I pitched that winner's coming in there.
I think you took it back up, but then you put it back down when you were thinking.
How many people are watching this game? Like a dozen? No, like
Like 6 people.
There's like 6
yeah,
people.
including me.
And you caught some other mistake.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons I probably missed it is because you picked it up at first when you were thinking about it. Yeah, so Arya would not normally have a military icon now if you chose to kill her.
No, she was immune to plots. That's what
the Septo's out.
Septum ordained.
Okay.
Yeah. So I initially took the dupe off, and you said no, you don't
Yeah,
have to do
yep,
that
yep,
because
yep.
of Septa. That's what it was.
Okay.
Ugh. That's a tricky thing. She gets an intrigue icon, and she's immune to plots.
Yeah, because that's not optional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's...
I think that's what you checked
Yeah.
for when you leaned over and corrected that. He's military.
Oh, he's militarying you.
Yeah. He gets that right on there. And I'm like, I don't see any attachments really coming out at this point, so I think that guy's safe. Look at all those cards I have after that. Because all those cheap characters went back in.
Oh, that's great.
That was a Djawadi, right?
Yep. He's such a good card, especially since he never theoretically dies. Even if you can always just sacrifice him.
Yeah, unless he's blank or you can't trigger that interrupt because of like a Winterfell or.
No, I think you're looking a little better here economy-wise, but I think and now your hand is filled back up with characters to play, and you have the economy to do it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, this ain't that bad.
The ambushing of the assassin was interesting. I'm not sure. I guess you have to, right? Because you can't bounce that hound back, otherwise that Jaime gets marched.
Right, exactly. I think that was a good call on his part, and I think he follows this up with famine to make it super expensive for me to repopulate.
It's his signature move.
And I think this is what really was catching people off guard all day.
Yeah.
Was like a famine here. Like a march on his side would be good too, right? The Queen's Assassin isn't doing much. It gets rid of my Hornwood, which is economy and 2 icons. But yeah, I mean, now he's going to start shoving, claim 2 plots down me.
And his I don't know. It's interesting because he doesn't have much economy for that, and he's only going to get 2 gold from famine.
Yeah, and I think this is where I can start pulling away. Playing arm's length away because of the camera tripod.
Right next to your face.
Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah, it's almost like if you finish your top 4 match faster, your reward is you get to sit on the side that doesn't have the tripod, the homemade tripod.
It's fine. I can read the board state far away.
All right, so that's.
Yep, that's my
That's
best
a good call.
That's my best economy option there. I'm gonna be minus.
You have 11 economy essentially right now. That's pretty good. So when you have that much gold, you probably don't care about 2 claim too much, especially since Arya is a dupe.
Yep.
I guess you're paying 1 extra gold for each character you're gonna play with famine out, but.
Yeah, he grabs a gold here for Wheelhouse, and then he gets 3 more. 2 for the plot, 1 for the Rose Road. I think on my side, the other good thing about famine, even if the other side does have economy, is those chud, those reducers, those 1-cost reducers are still 2.
Yes.
So they're not getting their big efficiency out of them that turn. So my hope is to drop some big characters and just try to match his board kind of 1 for 1. I think I'm counting up his gold, and that's why I point there.
I wonder if he just puts down the hound here to get that
just that strength on the
Yeah.
board again.
Ooh, interesting. More choke, essentially.
Yep, he wants the... I mean, the brothel madam's going to actually protect his board by really taxing me to do a military. And we'll see if I pay it here. I'm not sure if I do.
It's nice to see her back in the meta, too, because she faded away in our meta, at least, a little bit until the winner came out.
And her combination of winner is really good.
Very, yes.
Very good. It made me excited to kind of build up a copy of Adam's deck and try it out, because I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. And it also makes paid off good again. Right?
Yes.
Because who has the gold?
You have to be careful, though, because if you pay for paid off, then Brothel Madame gets turned off, and you can your opponent can do a military. That's a card you want to see.
But if you ambush paid off...
And there's a force reduction there.
Yep. So I still get to keep on gold, and I reevaluate my hand, and I'm like, still doing good. Here's the big difference between our boards right now, was I got power icons, and he does not.
Yep. And you have a character that has card draw, too. And you have a card draw location. And he does... Now you're the only one with renown.
Yep. Now that card draw is only going to come if I'm able to do a military challenge, so it's tempting for me to pay the brothel madam and see if I can get a military out.
Mm-hmm. What mains are you playing? Are you playing like Roderick, or are you just playing the straight Eddard?
Fast Eddie, Blackfish, and Rob.
Okay.
Are the big...
Greywind in there too?
Greywind's in there for sure.
Jon Snow?
And Jon Snow are the 5-cost ones.
Yeah. That's the one nice thing about Stark, is you can usually avoid that 7-cost slot unless you're building something specific like Catelyn.
I'm also worried about tiers here, so I get Bran on the board.
And he doesn't have an extra gold to treachery Bran either, so you're safe.
He swings hard with intrigue.
Trial by combat is also some... Oh, he doesn't have the gold for it.
He does not have the gold, and I don't...
Because I know that's a nasty trick that usually happens. First snow, famine, trial by combat.
Especially when you save 1 gold, Brothel Madam gives you 1 gold, and now you're in the 2 gold range.
Yeah. And Cersei's the icing on the cake. There's that paid off.
And I'm like, oh.
And you don't have any gold.
So then he triggers. Fan out my cards. He gets a Hodor.
You don't really care that much. Oh, that's okay, right? Those aren't huge cards.
Nope, I couldn't play that Stewart this turn because of Phantom.
Yeah.
Or Famum.
Famine.
Famine. But it would have been nice next turn, just to kind of give me a little bit of cushion on military soak, but not so much. He has to kneel now because he's milked Jamie.
Now that's 2 claim.
Yeah.
You can't win that.
I cannot win that, so I'm thinking, well, Arya's losing a dupe because she's just going into power mode. And who else do I lose here? And I'm thinking to myself, Blackfish is going to be knelt every turn. So what good is he just doing me here? I don't want to lose Doria.
But you have to worry about that paid off.
Cornwood.
It's just going to go right back to his hand for it to go on another character. See what happens. The Hornwood.
Yep,
I think he made the right call.
Yep, I decided to keep Blackfish around, and maybe I confiscate and get that off. And the only challenge that matters at this point right now.
Power.
And he's got power on his house, so this is a good swing.
And he has no gold save for Dom.
Yep.
Bran stands strong.
Look at that, 7-1. Or 7-2, actually, at this point. I got 3 cards. Did I gates there? I don't think I gated.
Yeah, you gated early on. I think you got another steward.
Okay.
You did it as soon as you've been doing it as soon as the intrigue challenge is over. You never know when you get that winner is coming.
Yeah, for me, gates is pretty binary. If I don't like my hand, I gates afterwards. If I do like my hand, I gates before an intrigue.
Mm-hmm. There goes a hound for reserve.
Yep.
Because Adam's reserve was at 3. Oh, he's going heavy kill still.
Yep.
Heavy high claim.
Two more claim.
And you're looking for another body.
Yes.
What do you want here? An Eddard? Or that Rob maybe for the stand.
Both of those would be good. I think a Catelyn would be nice too for the intrigue, because I'm still worried that either
Tears. There's
Yep.
Cat.
Yeah, because I'm worried about Tears hitting Blackfish or Arya. Also, a trial by combat can't be triggered if Catelyn's in the challenge. So.
Best forecaster in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't think of anyone that comes too close to her.
Cersei can in the right conditions.
Yeah.
Right? But only because of other cards. Where Catelyn doesn't need other cards.
No.
Her effect is just complete standalone. I do like Theon in the right deck. But I do think he's a little vulnerable.
Rattle shirts have gotten a little better now that attachments are.
It's just
That's mostly because you don't have other options, though.
no options.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's Cersei.
One day we're gonna laugh at the fact that we played 2-3 of rattle shirts and confiscation in every plot deck.
Could be worse. You could be playing Maester's Chain. So
Yeah. So with that dupe Cersei, military for me even gets.
and Cat's the perfect answer to that Cersei, though. So you don't have to worry about the 3 claim trial by combat.
Yeah, just the 2 claim trial.
Yeah.
Or just the 2 claim intrigue challenge. So I think all that shenanigans, I get Cat out with 4 gold left. I put a claim soak in case I get hit with another military challenge.
Arya's immune to plots once again, your opponent's plots,
And has an intrigue icon.
which is good.
Yep.
More intrigue defense.
And I'm hoping that he doesn't recognize that, like right off the bat.
It's really interesting, too, how 2 houses known for their military strength have 1 military icon on each side.
Yeah, right?
You just got to keep you just don't want Blackfish to kneel, mostly. But Catelyn pretty much turns that off now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can start drawing or Renown with him.
Still don't think. I think. Did I pay? I don't know if I paid Brothel Madam. I might have. There was one point in my hand I had a winner's coming, and so I was like, I want to pay for a military just to see what I could do, and then I'm like, why am I doing that? Because
Just
he's
go for
got
power.
he's got 2 dupe
Yeah.
characters there, so I'm not actually hurting his board presence. So then I think I hold on to it, right? I think that winner's power that's on the top of my discard pile actually comes from the face down dupe underneath Arya.
Yep.
But I think I have one in my hand. Although this turn it doesn't look like I can play it.
You're pretty much immune to first snow right now, too.
Yeah.
I guess Arya
Arya.
isn't immune to your own plot, but
Right. But Arya would go back to hand and let me replay it
Yep.
with a dupe, which would be fine with me.
and you can save Bran.
Yep.
But you weren't playing any resets, right?
No resets.
No resets. Okay. And there goes the Blackfish.
Yep.
Interesting.
And that, yeah, and that paid off, goes right
That's
back
that's gutsy. I don't know if I could have the guts to do that. It's just a renowned character.
I think I also have a Fast Eddie in hand. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I
but
can
him
move-
with Fast Eddie. It's like, then
It's
that Callan doesn't kneel, and then you're going first? Ugh. He has -1 initiative to help that?
Yeah, this was one of the big mistakes I was talking about earlier. And I think getting rid of Blackfish was a mistake. But
Yeah. You still have a strong board. And he already first snowed, which is good.
Yep.
It's like he's going full injury here. Well, Cersei's out, I guess.
Yep. So this is 5.
Interesting.
Let's not have you win this. We'll win this. 5 for 7. And he can ambush that into play, but he can't trigger it.
You got it.
Let's see what reward you get.
8.
And there you go, Eddard.
That's the nice thing about having 3 6-cost characters with Renown.
Yep.
It's just like your deck has so much staying power.
Now, speaking
You
of the 6-class slot, so there's Hot Rod. No one's really playing him right now. We're at a game night right now, and you were playing Cameron, and he had Hot Rod, and he was drawing bunches of cards. Is
Yeah.
drawing 4 cards a turn, is that equivalent to a Renown at least? Like, is he
Yeah.
good enough to replace any of those other characters?
I don't know. I think you might play him as a one of, but I mean he forces you to spend multiple characters on a military challenge, where I feel like normally you kind of want to space that out for offensive and defensive.
Yeah.
And Cameron was still drawing like 9 cards with him, and he didn't hit any econ locations or any winners coming or any other tricks. He just kind of got more characters,
Yeah.
which didn't do him any good, and he was always discarding down
Yeah.
with reserves. So I think it's situational.
That slot's going to get really tight, too, because now Roose Bolton's going to come out at the 6th slot, too. He almost seems like a banner card, though.
Yeah, he does. But he does have an intrigue icon, which is
Gross for
Yeah.
Stark. Stark needs that. I think Stark is almost. I don't know if Lord of the Crossing is still relevant, but I think they're at that Lord of the Crossing where they have enough icon spread. Because Stark is known for military, and look at your board right now. It's like,
don't need it.
nope.
So this, what is this?
It gets to a
Rangers?
point where your military doesn't matter anymore unless you have a target to kill in your hand.
Right, exactly. So he's playing Rangers Cash, which I think is a good replacement in a winter deck for counting coppers. You don't see the cards till late, but you do get to keep all your winter effects going. What am I playing here? Building season. And I think I didn't get the cards I wanted with this. I think I was like flipping through this going, none of this really matters. I think I run 1 Winterfell Crypt. The Frozen Solid. I'm looking for, a Milk would be nice.
Are you running Winterfell?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 2 Winterfells.
The castle? No, or
Not the castle.
Because I've noticed that. It seems like I've seen a few decks where someone has a castle and it gets pretty gross. And there's a lady.
Yeah. So the lady's the other okay one here. I think I might have been looking for a Winterfell. Go ahead. There's Fast Eddie with Lady.
Pretty gross. Imagine if he had a Blackfish out helping him. Now there's a card you don't see often. There was quite an uproar when that hit the
Yeah.
table. What do you think about that?
I don't like
I can't judge him because he's at the final table, but it's like,
I mean, we asked him later at the bar what it was for, and it was just extra gold to really just keep the economy up on his end, so that he can really outplay the other side. But, it's a limited. It doesn't replace any other limited locations.
and he's playing first snow.
And he's playing first snow, so it goes back up
Yeah.
to hand, and then it's even. You can only spit one of those out. I don't know. It's going to take 3 turns before he sees his investment back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta kneel someone good if you want to defend that challenge, like a Cersei.
Yeah, this is what I'm putting him on because I think
Because you're power challenging. He doesn't have any power in his house, though. Oh, he does. He has 3.
He's
Sorry,
got
I was
3
looking.
power.
I was looking at his wrong thing.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a good call.
Yep. So
That's a 4 power swing.
when I start at 7. Yep. So now I grab the renown and hit the trigger.
Dang.
Yep, real good right here. And the whole purpose of that was to get him to kneel Cersei because I was worried that he might flip a trial by combat or something like that.
Yep.
But even if he did, I could pop Bran. I could lose Septa.
You're just stopping yourself from losing 2 cards out of your hand, too.
Yeah.
It's like you're 4 away. Got that kill counter up.
Yep. I mean, it lets my opponent know to be really careful, but I really like it too in case you accidentally, all those decisions you need to make with how much left in mind.
So, with as much power as you get from Eddard in that power challenge, there's another winner is coming. Jeez.
Yep. 2 in the hand, the military doesn't do anything, so let's get the tricks out of his hand.
And there's 1 trick.
Yep.
Now, you don't really care so much about kneeling yourself out at this point, do you? Because you're so far ahead and you're getting that Eddard power makes up for any unopposed.
Yeah. I think I might want to keep something up to at least oppose a power challenge coming back, but I don't know. Yep. Lose her. That means nothing. Intrigues here. I gates because I like my hand. I get a summer, which I also like.
Summer's probably going to be a card that's be around for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Especially
with Fealty.
Especially with Fealty, especially because it gives Bran, who you're always going to run. I would be really interested to see another version of Bran that's worth running over the one they got now. Maybe if burn becomes such a problem in the meta, you can't afford to run Bran. But
Yeah. I want to see a brand that has a reaction to dream cards being played.
Yep. So I think I let this intrigue challenge go through unopposed and keep Cat up. Let him get a power.
So he's power challenging you right now.
And he's power challenging me for
we,
1. So I just block and keep it.
Yep.
And then I let him win dominance, I believe, as well. So he goes up to 4.
Man, that Eddard's a ticking time bomb right now. You need to milk him or target kill him.
Yep.
The fact that he only has 1 military icon, though, is going to make that hard. And the days of trial have come by. There's no trial combat. You're hoping for tears and hoping Catelyn doesn't defend.
Yeah. And I think he said that he relies pretty much exclusively on intrigue icon.
I saw he's playing small council chamber.
Yeah. And he doesn't run put to the sword. But I don't know that.
There's
And
your 2 plots.
So I show the camera this because I'm like, both these plots hurt me right now. Confiscation gets rid of either Lady or that Milk of the Poppy, so Lady's
Lady,
going away.
yeah.
And I actually want to move Lady over to Catelyn, but... and then the other plot was Marched, which gets rid of something I want.
Yep. So it's like he wins initiative here with that winner plot.
Yep. Stands that location up. Despite having more characters on the board, despite being able to win a military challenge almost every round this game, he's still behind.
Yep. It doesn't hurt too that Eddard's almost the equivalent of either side of the board. The rest of the characters, he's really good.
Yeah. The 6 strength.
No, I'm surprised he didn't confiscate there. Maybe I don't know if you want to get that renown, because the choke is gone at this point. Unless you really want to, I guess he maybe wants to draw more cards with that Cersei's wheelhouse too, winning initiative. I never thought about that. That Cersei's wheelhouse combos really well with that plot.
Yeah. So a lot of little hidden synergies with Adam's deck.
Yeah.
He needs to put up power.
It was working for him
icons.
all day. As you guys could see in that previous video, it was gross when it goes off. I think that setup was huge for you.
Yeah.
Him having a board that couldn't survive first snow as well.
I think this is a mistake here, but I don't think Red Cloaks does anything for him, and he's annealing a power icon. And now he can't. If he does, well, you can play that guy, I guess. But I'd rather have as much strength and as many characters with power icons.
Nope.
Yeah, he keeps that. I'm not sure exactly why.
Maybe he's worried about you having wildfire.
Yep, he could definitely read into that. Wildfire would also be bad.
Oh, that would drive me nuts thinking about someone's reset the whole game and then just knowing they don't have one at the end.
Fealty, those two.
Who could it be?
It's Rob.
Believe it or not, it's Rob Stark.
And he's just like, I'm sure at this point he groans because between Arya and Rob and his dad, they have
Those
the
two
game
alone on
locked
a power
up.
challenge ends the game.
Yep.
And he only, yeah. Man, he's heavy on intrigue. You're right.
He's too heavy on intrigue here. I think the Red Cloaks, I don't think he needs to play those, but
Or the merchant. But again, to be fair to him, he only lost one match today
this would be the second one, yeah.
if he loses.
If he loses. I think right now he's doing the math here and he's just like, man, I can't stop that power challenge. None of my challenges interfere with that. Like, he can't put a paid off and kneel somebody or something like that. So he's thinking like, oh, man, I'm rocking back in my chair there because I think I know I've got this locked up.
Because even a Tears doesn't.
It's too slow.
It's too late. And Callan stops any tricks he possibly has. Now, this is where you got a little gutsy, I remember.
So I block this. This
Okay.
is fine. I think it's when it's my turn to do the challenges, I get real stupid.
That's all I got.
And it's an
I
interesting conversation.
I think it's when he does a military challenge.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he militaries for 5 and has all that gold, and you just say unopposed
Yeah,
because you just
yeah.
think the game's over. Like that, we'll see what happens.
And really,
here.
what I should be doing is probably blocking with Ed and Rob
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
and win the game that way.
So there's the entry claim.
Yep. Then the gates.
Hitting all day.
Get the keep.
Now is pretty much just your economy locations. Are you playing Put to the Sword?
No.
So is it just your economy locations that are the neutral cards in that deck?
And I think 2 rattle shirts.
2 rattle shirts. Yep. No Hands Judgment.
Nope.
Yep. I'm not seeing much of that right now, at least in our meta.
I think you got to have the gold to play it.
Yep.
And I think a lot of decks find that they don't have it, and I think winter makes it
And the
even
decks
harder
that
to
do,
play.
you want to play Treachery and 1,000 other events.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh. And then I'm playing Fealty too, so it's like,
Yeah, the decks that can't afford it
yeah.
don't need it.
Looks like he's...
He's thinking about a power here, but he's just like, no.
Because if he takes one from you, does that keep him in the game?
He doesn't win it though.
Power shot. For 11. I'm not treachery.
So he treacheries.
Treacheries, yep. Good call.
Treachery is
And I think just with his body motion, I think he knows it's kind of done.
Yep. Cancels.
They cancel the treachery to get as much power on the board as
Go on
possible.
par left. Now here's Ray Militaries for 5.
Militaries with 5.
With 2
My
gold.
guys knelt. Whoa, what? Yep.
Good game.
Yep.
His body language just
Yeah.
kind of sold it to me that he didn't have it. So if you want to be a
Because
really
that could have been interesting.
yeah, if he just like kills Fast Eddie right there. Yeah. That was, I mean, yeah. A bunch of people ran up to me right after the end of that and just said, "No, no, 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 no! I can't
Yeah.
believe you did that." And I was just like, yeah. I just see it now.
And there's your marsh. There's your last plot. So that's 2 tournament wins in a row.
Yeah.
Are you going to try to dethrone Cameron here and try to go for the trifecta and win King of the North?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I'm going to try to do it with his own deck to make it all the sweeter.
There goes that thing into the binder. No?
Yeah. He's trying to think, like, what could I have done? You know, that kind of stuff. And I was just like,
I literally think it was that start. He needed, like, a solid character on that setup to first snow you immediately. Because I'm 90% sure he drew into that Jamie as his 2 cards when he drew. Whereas otherwise I would have just first snowed and gone for it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, he didn't know what you had in your hand, obviously, but... So, can you tell us what you're going to play at King of the North, or is that going to be under wraps until next weekend?
I'm like 90% sure at this point that I'm gonna probably be playing this.
Any big changes?
I might do some swapping with the plot decks just to keep everyone on their toes. But I'm really happy with the curve and the characters and everything. So
I think overall they're the most well-rounded house.
sure.
Their weakness is tricks and intrigue, but they have cards like Callan and Winterfell that stop all those tricks and intrigue challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Stark is really gross right now.
It's really strong, real balanced. Can be offensive at the right times, defensive the rest of the time, and we still got a ton of renown on the board.
Well, congratulations on your win, and good
Thank
luck
you.
at King of the North.
Yep, I'll be there, and
I expect you at least in the top 8. So
well, we'll see who's in the lists. You know, if all the good players come and show up, I think we're all going to be.
I heard a Carlotta, Wisconsin players are coming, so I hope that's still true.
Well, they better bring their A game.
I heard Canada trying to sway Sam into coming to the Canadian Nationals, which happened to be on the same day, but we had our date first.
Yes.
Poor FFG did the Canadian Nationals, but the
And-
real King of the North tournament's here in Minnesota at the Fantasy Flight Center. It's not up in the wildling country.
And we have better prize support for sure.
Yay. All right. Oh, well, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I would say so. You guys will have videos up at King of the North. Hopefully the week after. It's going to be a lot of videos. We're going to try to record a top 8 match, a top 4 match, a final match, maybe top 16, depending on our turnout. And we're going to do hand cameras, so that'll be interesting. We'll have 2 cameras, one on each person's hand and one on the table. So trying to team covenant, I guess. But thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for coming on, Tim.
Yep, thank you.
Yep, remember, winter's coming.